I love it. I just absolutely, it has completely changed my life. I am a very sick person, but to look at me, you wouldn't think so. What a program like this does for you. It's ay.
I think the program's so good because a lot of the elders and stuff, the sickness they've got, and the nurses would come in and help us out and tell us what to do and where to go to, and help us get into a doctor quickly if we need to. And
this program is all about fun. The program focuses on wellness rather than illness. It's about what people can do, not what they can't do, and they work within their own limitations or framework of what their chronic illness allows them to do. My name is Jean Turner, and I was born and bred here in Narra, went to school. My mother's family come from the South Coast. I'm an Aboriginal health worker and I work in chronic care, and I coordinate the Aunty Jean's program here in Narra and Ulladulla. Well, the Aunty Jean's program started off as an idea about 11 years ago, and my colleague at the time was Caroline Harris, and we started off as a project. We were funded as a project. We'd like to hear feedback, good and bad, so that we can learn from it. There was a need identified within the health service as well as the community that Aboriginal people were dying from chronic diseases, and there was no program out there that was being offered that could meet the needs of people living with chronic conditions. We started off in Wollongong on the 14th of July in 2003 as a 14-week pilot program, and the Aunty Jean's program is named after a well-respected and known elder from Wollongong, Aunty Jean Morris.
It's a good social day too, you know, it's not just you coming up, you get your blood pressure taken, and you get lots of other things with it, like if you've got to have appointments for doctors, specialists. Other workers come in, they support you, and they ring, you know, to the services for you to get appointments, and it's really a good supporting program each Friday. So I enjoy coming, and yeah, so it's been a really good with my sickness too. So
it's about them learning to do things that they thought they might not be able to do. They work at their own pace in developing those skills. They work with the health service providers to improve their health. We have education sessions where different health workers come in and talk about a specific disease, so it might be kidney disease or renal disease. We have a nurse practitioner who comes in and she does screening at the programs. So people learn in their own terms. So what I ask them to do is speak in terms of what people can understand, not in, you know, we have our own speak in health, and, you know, we can talk up there, but at the end of the day, the community need to understand what the education is and how they can absorb that information and maybe improve their own health. And the program belongs to the community. We coordinate it, we guide it with other health professionals, but at the end of the day the program belongs to the community. It's community driven, so we take input from them as well, so that they have a sense of ownership We can develop a program and say this is what you're going to do, but if it doesn't meet the needs of individuals as well as community and people don't come, we don't have a program. So we've taken advice from community as well, and they've been the major linchpin in the program being successful.
When I first came to the program, you know, seen a little exercise, you know, twisting your foot and your neck, and I thought it was a lot of crap, but 9 years later I'm still here and I just love the program. It has completely turned my life around.
Are we going that way? Which way are we going?
I'm Susan Downs. I'm the exercise physiologist and I've been with the program since it commenced. So I've seen a lot of the participants grow and develop a lot over the last almost 10 years. My job as the exercise physiologist is to help assess how people move and how they function, and to help educate them on how to move more to help them with their daily life and manage their chronic diseases or their illnesses or their aches and pains. So I'm here every week, so I help the cardiac nurses with the assessments, also help guide the exercise sessions, and I suppose just keep everyone hopefully having a bit of fun and engagement, and we try to make things quite relaxed and social so that the participants can help each other and help motivate each other with their health goals along the way as well.
We ask them to set goals, their own goals, and we explain to them that they have to be realistic goals. Don't set goals that are achievable in 12 months' time. We want people to set small goals that they can achieve in 3 weeks' time or 4 weeks' time, so that it allows them to then build on what they're learning or what they're achieving, rather than saying, well, I'm going to climb Mount Everest by the end of the year. We know that that's not going to happen. So we ask them to set a goal where they might be able to walk up their front steps. And that then, once they've achieved that, that can then be a pathway to them wanting to climb Mount Everest in 6 years' time.
I originally joined the program because my wife was sick. She's on dialysis 3 days a week, and before she went on dialysis, I brought her up here to join up the group and that, and she still comes up here when she finished dialysis and that. And I just put the day in while I'm waiting for her on dialysis, and I just more stayed here. And, I've been doing it now for 8 years, and I find the place fantastic with a lot of the elders, and like a one big happy family. Very seldom I miss out on a Friday, unless I've got to go somewhere or stuff like that. But otherwise, I'm stuck here. But I really enjoy it.
I'd love to see every community have it because it's so good, you know.
It is.
For our chronic illness, and you know, it's just. And we've got some young ones here, you know, that need support too. So, yeah.
Like if you can walk to one telegraph pole to the next, and then you do it the next day after you walk up to the second one. You know, build it up. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And before I joined this program, I never walked. I couldn't be bothered, you know. What's the use of living, you know? But now I've got my grandchildren and great-grandchildren to live for too, you know. Plus myself. Yeah, plus for myself.
I'm Rachel Turner, and I'm a cardiac rehabilitation nurse from the Cardiac Rehabilitation Service. We've been supporting the program since it started, but I particularly have been here for 2 years now. So I assess all the participants when they come in, check that everything's going okay, troubleshoot with them if they've got any health problems. So it's more, not so much as just a cardiac rehab role, it's more of a generalist nursing role.
and some of them don't necessarily need their blood pressures done weekly, but keeping record and keeping track of their health, they all get their blood pressures done. And then after the blood pressures, some of them like to do a walk around inside the venue, others like to come out and do a walk around the oval behind me here. That's the fitter ones, and then they all sit around in a circle and they do a warm-up circuit with the exercise physiologist.
When it comes to the exercise program, it's got two main components. One is that it is individualised. Some people have specific needs. They might have a specific muscular or skeletal problems which impact their daily living. They may have a sore knee, or they may have diabetes that needs assistance with management. But it's also the group aspect. So we do both components here, and we try to combine them together. The group's so important for, I suppose, just generally motivating them to do more and to continue and keep them going, to have the fun, and also to, I suppose, it helps to drive them a little bit more and to push them beyond what they feel they might be capable of doing if they didn't see other people doing it together. So that's quite important. But everyone has been individually assessed as well. So, and I suppose we, from week to week, will go through and remind people of their own limitations and how to adapt the exercises to suit.
So, especially the diabetics among you, you don't want to be having the breakfast smoothie as a snack, because it's too much carbohydrate for a snack time.
My name's Leah Spink and I'm a dietitian from the Illawarra Shoalhaven Medicare Local. I come to the program once a fortnight and I've been working here for the last 18 months, but the dietitians that worked with the Medicare Local before me have been involved in the program for quite a few years. So I just sometimes have more formal chats with clients that come here, or it could be just general healthy eating advice when we're walking around the oval or participating in the exercises to support them with their health goals.
Well, I know that we have a number of programs in what I refer to as the old Greater Southern Area Health Service. Caroline and I went out and did a workshop in Wagga probably in about 2005, 2006 with the Aboriginal health workforce in the old Greater Southern Area Health Service, and we know that there's a number of Aunty Jean's programs, and I think at last count there might have been 11 or another 15, I'm not quite sure, that are operating in out west, Wagga, Albury, Wodonga, Queanbeyan, Goulburn, Tumut, Cootamundra, to name a few of the places. And we had visitors down from Rockhampton in Queensland to the Illawarra program, and those two visitors took the program back to Rockhampton and they're doing a version of the Aunty Jean's. The Aunty Jean's Illawarra program, that started out as the 14-week pilot project, celebrated its 10-year anniversary at the end of July. So we got together, the Illawarra team, or the Illawarra program, Shoalhaven program and Ulladulla program, and we had a lovely day up at Berkeley, and we had the CEO of the Area Health Service, Mrs Sue Browbank. She came along and joined in with us, and I think the Area Health Service has never before had an Aboriginal program that has celebrated 10 years. So I think we're pretty special, and the program, particularly here in Shoalhaven, is just getting stronger and stronger. Our referrals that we're getting seem to be increasing. Well, our Mini Olympics is special to the Aunty Jean's program. As I've previously said, Illawarra program started in 2003, and We adapted the program down here in 2004, and we thought it would be good if we could get a little bit of friendly rivalry going between the two programs. So that's how the Mini Olympics was born. What started off with maybe 40, 50 people, this year we're anticipating 200 plus. So it's getting bigger and better every year, and next year is the 10th anniversary of our Mini Olympics.
On behalf of the elders, past and present and community, I welcome you. So welcome from my people, and I hope you enjoy today.
The games that they play are all kids' games, so you know, quoits, and we've adapted some Aboriginal games that they play.
My name's Chris Maxwell. I'm a Wiradjuri from Cootamundra. I'm coming along to the Aunty Jean's program, or the Aunty Jean's Olympics, for the social interaction. It's good to meet up with other mobs from other areas and sort of have a bit of laugh and a bit of fun, a bit of a joke. Our facilitators are Aboriginal Health from Tumut, and my family is sort of part of the team as well. My wife and children come down during their lunch hour. I said so we can all be together, and a few other people from Coota, a few other relatives, mum and dad do it. I've dodged the Aunty Jean's checks, the men's health checks, for quite a while now, and yesterday with all my family here and them putting pressure on me, I had no choice but to go in for a health check, even though I'd tried to resist for so long. Once I had the health check, I said the problems occurred. I nearly fell over backwards when I had my sugar reading taken to start off with, and it came up as 15, which was quite a shock for me, and sort of everybody else was quite shocked as well. Then I progressed on to have my blood pressure taken, and that was when I got really scared. And from that meeting yesterday, I was straight into a doctor and straight back on blood pressure medication because everybody else seemed rather frightened. I feel better that I've finally actually been to a doctor. I still can't see what all the fuss is about, but I do feel much better for my family's sake that I've finally made the move and been to a doctor, and I'll have to follow it up when I get home.
Because people are participating with chronic illness and disabilities, we don't look at the dis in disability, we look at the ability, but easy games for people to play, and that's how the games originated. We've changed the rules a little bit over the years to make them shorter, and so we can get through, because there was about 180 people here today, and trying to get 180 people through 8 circuits can be quite challenging.
Oh, well, I'm here to give my support to the Aunty Jean's Olympics, because I think it's the best thing that's ever happened for Aboriginal people. Well, I've got my daughter Tina, my granddaughter Becky, my great-granddaughter Leah, and there's 13 of us, I think, or 15 of us or so.
Oh, look at that, wow.
When I look at my little great-granddaughter now, they're competing, and she rouses on people. She sees smoking or picking up a drink. She's picking up all these things that's being learnt to her from her mother, her grandmother and myself. Is really great.
As long as I'm able to get up, I'll be here. Enjoying it. I really enjoy coming up here. And like I said, it's like this big one happy family here. We all get along together.
Some people have travelled a long way, and 2 days is not long enough sometimes to spend with people who've come a long way. But it's always nice to look forward to next year, because I know that I'll see most of them within 12 months, and they really look forward to coming. So, and I get big hugs and cuddles and how you going and that kind of stuff, and it's really nice. They're encouraged to attend as often as they can to the programs, and therefore there's usually some time in program time for them to train, and they all look forward to it. We start organising in February, or as early as possible at the beginning of the year. The Mini Olympics is usually held in October, so that gives us 10 months of preparation as well as 10 months for the teams to train. The dancing routines or performances or skits or whatever we like to call them, that evolved out of trying to fill time between playing the games in the morning, having lunch and filling some time in before we went through the medal ceremony. And we just decided that maybe they could sing a song or do a little dance or whatever, and they're getting more in depth, more, how can I put it, complicated if you like. And as you will see in the footage, that some of the dances are quite complex, but people with chronic illness, chronic ailments are getting up and having a go. And I always say to my mob every week, it's not about whether you can do it well, it's about getting up and having a go, working as a team and participating. So at the end of the day, our weekly programs we are a team, and I'd like to see them perform as a team, whether they're sitting, whether they're standing, or whether they're just playing a clapstick or whatever, they're still participating. The Mini Olympics that we host is open to the Aunty Jean's programs. I don't want people coming willy-nilly because they have a group of elders. I'd like to think that this has our stamp on it under the Aunty Jean's umbrella, and all the teams that perform in the Mini Olympics come under the Aunty Jean's umbrella. So I'm reluctant to put it out there in the public. We get limited funding to put the Olympics on, and I suppose I'm being selective about it, but we need to look after the people who have chronic conditions who participate in the Aunty Jean's programs.
What a miracle. I never win a thing. It's surprised. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Get up your bum, do a bit of exercise, walk at least up to an hour a day, morning and afternoon, and be active. Be strong, live longer.